I return to Gladius. It only occurs to me now that I apparently wrapped up my recording in the middle of a turn. I was not yet done. That is unfortunate, but nonetheless, I will live with it. There's only a couple units left that need to be moved. Let's see, we've got some sulfur hounds. These guys don't count as bulky, so I can load a bunch of them up into one transvector. That's funny. Let's see, we've also got these Fulgurite Electro Priests. These boys, let's see, what is it? What is it with them? Killing an enemy unit for the next 10 turns, they're invulnerable to 50% of damage. Hey, that seems nice. Okay. Got another Stratoraptor out there. He's going to be doing more damage to their flyers. The Stratoraptors on their own can probably do quite a bit of damage to their cities, can't they? Let's see. Here in Output Cam 8, we are ready to commission another unit of, let's see, Sulfur Hounds. Do seem like fun. So, no, let's order a unit of Scutari Rangers. That seems like it'd be worth a try. Scutari Rangers cost one more food than Sulfur Hounds, really? And let's order another unit of Fulgurite Electro Priests. Why not? Could be fun to try. Okay, let's see. And that's about all they need. And the research here. We can go ahead and research the Sicarian Infiltrators. Sure, why not? Alright, I did research the Scorpius Dune Rider. I wanted to get one of those guys out. Here we go. Yep, their last 3 cities here, not gonna be much. Oh, they do have that Marauder Bomber that they pulled out. Trying to do as much damage to my Dominus as they can, but the Dominus is too cranky to die. Never mess with the old dude, I guess. Let's get rid of these weird vein psychers. Let's see. Probably we want to use the Stratoraptor to move into the city and see what's going on here. Deal a bit of damage to the Valkyrie. Not a lot, but a little bit. We'll move in this other Valkyrie to do its damage to the Valkyrie. The Stratoraptor to do its damage to the Valkyrie. Okay, yeah, we're ready to just move up here. Let's go ahead and have the Marshal move in, then. He can provide some nice buffs to everybody in his vicinity. The Cataphron can move in to do some damage to the city. Alright, this invasion plan is proceeding a lot more rapidly than I expected. I was kind of wasting my time with having the Data Smith tear apart the local environs, then. Let's see, the Cataphron does not have the ability to attack the city just yet. But nonetheless, the Scutari Marshal can go ahead and give... Let's see, one of you guys... Yeah, these two Scutari can go ahead and kill the weird vein psychers with just the standard buffs they're getting from the Scutari Marshal. Nonetheless... No, let's go ahead and have, yeah, the Scutari will do it. And goodbye, because that Scutari Marshal is providing a buff of, what, plus 17% damage? That's actually not crazy. Okay, who is left that's got anything to do? Oh, this Stratoraptor hasn't taken a shot yet. Well, he's just about finished off that Valkyrie. And the Castellan will be finishing off that Valkyrie. Goodbye. Okay, the Dominus will be moving up just a little bit, just a tad, so he can help himself to the blood of some weird vein psychers. Actually, I'm going to use Scryer Scroll, because I want to see what's going on over there in that city of Theon. Let's see, they got some weird vein psychers, but they're not going to be a problem. The old guy over here is going to fight him some ogres. You can't deny his courage. And then the real damage will be done by the Cataphrons, as usual. Okay, this Castellan, let's see, is he going to do more damage to the Ogrins, or to the Psychers, or to the city? I'd be more worried about the Ogrins striking back at my Cataphrons, so let's go ahead and get rid of them. Oh, and goodbye to those Psychers. Okay, yeah, we're just about wrapping things up here. These Cataphrons will need to be healed, so we'll move the Manipulus with them. And they are up and ready to go once more. Alright, Chaos Spawn. Just do a little bit of damage to these guys with the Scutari. Wow, the Scutari, right? The radioactive bullet stuff deals way more damage to infantry and monsters. Yeah, that's a lot. Oh, this unit of Cataphrons hasn't moved. You know, the Wireweed's kind of getting in the way, so they're just going to have to sit for this turn. Oh, the Ood-Oodians can move. Well, they can't really, it looks like. Well, kind of. Yeah, they can move over here. Just to get them out of the way. So these Cataphrons will move up then. Oh, we got this many Stratoraptors? Seriously? This is a bit crazy. Well, we're going to be tearing down this city of Paradisus Mechanicus pretty soon. Okay, we're going to be loading Fulgurite Electro-Priests into the Transvector. This Transvector is going to have snipers, horses, and crazy monks with electric staffs loaded inside. It's going to be a rowdy ride. Oh boy, we got another Stratoraptor online. This is pretty nuts. What melee units are there even that are Doctrina Imperative? The Tech Priests aren't Doctrina Imperative, are they? No, they're Canticles of the Omnissiah. Electro Priests are Canticles of the Omnissiah. Shouldn't I just be taking this one all the time, then? Nonetheless. Let's see, here in Helican, we are ready to order another Stratoraptor. At the rate they are rolling over the enemy cities, yeah, I'll gladly take more. And we'll put in one last loyalty building in that little loyalty district there. And over in Output Cam 8, we are ready to order another unit of Scutari Rangers? I don't know, I love the Sulphur Hounds, though. It's just awesome having robot cowboys. I'm gonna take a unit of those guys. Okay, let's put in another loyalty building here. Probably after that loyalty building, want to put a food building right there so that it provides the adjacency bonus to all the surrounding buildings, because that would be quite good. Okay. Let's see, Voices in the Code. Reduces morale loss of enemy units. Increases morale loss of enemy units adjacent to Sicarian infiltrators. Pass on that for now. Increased ranged accuracy of Canticles of the Omnissiah units. Oh, these Canticles things. Yeah, let's see. Damages at target enemy unit. Attack and cost scales with the amount of Canticles of the Omnissiah units. I'll take that. That sounds funny. Ooh, Omnispecs allows Scutari units to ignore range damage reduction. That's really good. I should have taken that a long time ago. The Mechanicus seems like they have a lot of really good techs. Which makes sense, considering who they are. Can the Dominus heal himself? Oh, really? They're just going to found a city right there? Chaos Spawn trying to do a little bit of damage to the Castellan. He will do no such thing. And the Scutari will move in and finish him off. Put the Mad Dog down. There we go. You know, really, the Imperium should be sending the Mechanicus to deal with Chaos a lot more if we can just roll over their stupid Chaos Spawn that easily. Alright, we're going to be tearing down this city using our prodigious amount of airborne firepower. Is that the right word? Is that the right use of the word prodigious? I don't think it is. Nonetheless... And once we've brought in the Cataphrons, then it's just going to get downright silly. And here's the silly. Oh, yep, there we go. Goodbye, Paradise Macarius. Okay. Let the old men finish off the Bulgrins. There we go, and then the Cataphron is free to go where he pleases. And what he pleases is the destruction of Municipium Celestine. He'd probably take quite a bit of damage from that, though. Is there someone else we could send up? I'm not that patient. We're wrapping things up here. Oh no, the city's already taken its turn by being founded, so it's not going to hit back. Oh, that's kind of funny. Well, this city's gonna be killed on, like, the second turn... Like, its second turn of life. That's horrible in a way. I mean, really, Gladius, when you think about it, everything that's going on in this game is horrible. That's 40k for you. Who's even left that needs to be ordered? Whew. Let's see, yeah, the horde of Scutari I've got here. Let's go ahead and get to it. Sheesh. That's so many Scutari. Let's get rid of this cityscape. I don't like it. Let's move forward a little bit before we do it, though. There we go. It's an eyesore. Oh, we can go ahead and, yeah, get the control edict. Yep, just moving up a few dudes by now. Okay, we got a helicopter full of several different kinds of units. Soon we'll be loading in a Fulgurite Electro Priest, and the copter will be full. Or the Archaeopter, excuse me. Calling it a helicopter. What's wrong with me? Ooh, my first Scorpius Disintegrator. Alright, you... going to be going all the way around there. You're going to be checking out the high seas here. Meanwhile, in Helican, we're ready to order one more vehicle and one more flyer. Let's hold off on both. Not that I'm really suffering for energy economy, but I'd rather not have it be a problem in the future. Speaking of energy economy, let's go ahead and put in, let's see, Power Surge on the Loyalty Building in Helican. Meanwhile, in Output Cam 8, we are ready to order another unit from the Subcloister. Let's hold off. Well, we could order another Dominus, and that would be providing more influence. Be trading 4 food for influence, but I'll take it. We can spend that influence on the Litany of the Electromancer to just smite units as I wish. Can I smite the city? Yeah, I can't, kinda. Yeah, it's not a whole lot of damage. Be kind of pointless. However, I'll use it, let's see. The cost is 40. And the attack damage and cost scales. So I assume the damage goes up, the cost goes down, depending on how many Canticles of the Omnissiah units I have. I should have about 4 or 5 heroes and 2 Fulgurite Electro Priests, but I could certainly use more, especially if they're going to be providing buffs. So, either which way, let's go ahead and hit that city with that. 3-turn cooldown? Really? That is far less than I was expecting. That's nice. Yeah, hit the Scutari. Don't kill any of my Scutari. What'll I do without my Scutari? That's horrible. Ah, Lehman Russ. Now we're looking at something. Okay, let's go ahead and get these Dominuses healed then. And do a little bit of damage to the Ogrins. Not a huge amount, but enough to worry him, I suppose. This Scutari will hang back. He's taking a bit of damage. We'll have the Marshal move up. He'll take the front line. Yeah, this guy will hang back here. This is a ludicrous quantity of troops now. Let's go ahead and keep tearing up this surroundings here. Make it easier for the units coming in to move. While the Stratoraptors will go ahead and move around to start hitting the city. First, let's get rid of these weird vein psychers to reduce everyone else nearby's morale. Just a nice little morale hit for the opponent. You'll like to see that. Let's keep moving the Stratoraptors up if we can. What's the maximum distance we can move these guys to? Yeah, this is good enough. Let's do some damage to the Volgrins. Oof, yeah, this is quite the army. Oh wait, that Stratoraptor's already moved. Okay, silly me, silly me. We can move this one behind the opponent, though. And go ahead and either come pretty close to finish off those Bulgrins. Let's push for that. And we will finish them off right here. Very nice. Okay. Let's finish off the city of Municipium? 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 I don't know where they're going for with that. But either which way, it's gone. Goodbye. Probably could have had the Castellan finish it off at that rate. All the money you spent to set that city up went to waste. That's just how it is. Ooh, we got an old one artifact of some kind to take there. Okay, we got a Tech Priest Dominus here. He could stand to be healed, though, so we won't be doing anything with him. Let's see, this Tech Priest Dominus, he has done nothing this turn, so let's go ahead and see what that old one artifact is. It's a standard old one artifact that increases damage. However, it's being protected by 2 ambuls, so I won't be able to take it with just a single unit of Scutari. They'll get whooped. Okay, this Stratoraptor can contribute just the tiniest amount of damage to attacking the city of Theon. Execute a queued order. Hoo boy, how many units have we got left here that can do damage? Quite a lot, it looks like. That Lehman Russ has run out of morale, so we're going to be tearing it down really quickly. Sheesh. And it ain't going to be doing much damage in reply. Okay, this guy's also got... This is also a Dominus with a... Whoop, whoop, whoop. This is also a Dominus with a usage of Scryer Skull. Now that I am aware of what Scryer Skull does, I'm using it a ton because that is actually very useful. Let's see, who else is left that needs to be moved? You, Mr. Castellan. Let's see, you can't get far, but you can get at least this distance to contribute to doing some damage to the Lehman Russ, though not very much. This Cataphron, this freshly built Cataphron, this baby Cataphron, which has not yet got to see any real action, may not see any real action, because the front line may do all the work on that front. On that front? Yeah, it's the front line. I just called it the front line. Of course they're doing work on the front. Okay, this Transvector is going to be moving these guys up here to contribute. Can probably drop these guys right in the back line. Meanwhile, we're going to load up this other Transvector here. We've got a Dominus. The Dominus is going to be loading up at the shop. We will be purchasing him a Tantalizing Icon. We do not need any Scrolls of Magnus. There we go. And we will be getting the Mechanicus Locum. Excellent. As well as the Scryer Skull. Lord of the Machine Cult, Wrath of Mars. Oh, really? We're not up to level 10 yet. Huh. And he can go ahead and use the Scryer Skull. If I want to spy a little bit on what's going on up here. Yeah, there's some nice resources up here. Yeah. If the game wasn't coming to an end, I might go ahead and take that spot for myself. However, the game's coming to an end, so it's not going to be too useful. I could stand to put in more Genitor Carapradiums and Helicon here. Let's see. Speaking of stuff to put into Helicon, we can put in some more energy buildings. That'd be quite helpful. So, let's go ahead and do just that. Yeah. Because this city is also consuming much of my energy output. Let's see. Output Cam 8 is actually putting out the majority of my energy output. Interesting. I thought Helicon was my majority energy production building. Then again, I suppose these energy buildings don't have a lot of adjacency bonuses going on just yet, though. Let's see. We are hitting the population cap, so let's go ahead and get to work on fixing that. There we go. Meanwhile, in Output Cam 8, we'll be ordering another unit of, let's see, Sicarian Infiltrators. I'm curious about these guys. Let's give these guys a shot. Now let's order another unit of Fulgurite Electro Priests, because these guys contribute to my tech magic. Let's see here. We probably also stand to have, a population cap in Output Cam 8 some point in the future, though at the current point we are not close to that population cap just yet, so it's not a problem to worry about super soon. Let's see, do we have any building slots left in... Yes, we have a sub-cloister spot left on that tile. Nonetheless, I'm going to be looking into food first to support the continuous insane production of infantry that I have got going on here. Let's see, can we get more canticles going on here? Benediction of Omniscience. Increased ranged accuracy of the canticles of the Omnissiah units. Well, most of my canticles units are melee units. increased melee damage of Canticles of the Omnissiah units. That sounds quite good. Actually, come to think of it, what is... Hang on, are Cataphrons Canticle units? Why, yes, they are. Interesting. Okay, so they actually would benefit from that ranged buff. Well, they're trying to hit my Scutari, but they're not doing a spectacular job of it. Oh, enslavers. I hate these guys. I hate them. They are no good. Let's see, can I finish them off? Yes, I can. Let's shoot them and leave. Hate enslavers. They're a menace to the general welfare. They're a problem. Okay. The city of Theon is about ready to go. The Leman Russ is ready to go. Goodbye. Let's see, can we move any Castellans up closer to the city now that the Leman Russ is out of the way? Yes, we can. Alright, so the Castellans can do their job of sitting there and taking shots. Which, let's see, can the Scutari Marshal go ahead and provide the enriched rounds buff to this Scutari here? Hang on, let's see. The Scutari right now would do 7 damage to the city of Theon. But with enriched rounds, he will do 10 damage. That's not great. However, I assume enriched rounds is an ability that's supposed to be used against infantry and not cities. Okay, this Scutari has taken a little bit of damage, so we're going to peel him back here. And surround the Scutari Marshal with... Whoa! With other Scutari units that are a little bit healthier. The Data Smith will go ahead and continue to tear up the local geography. Sheesh. Yeah, we're just about wrapping it up here. Oof. And Theon is not an inconsiderable... is a city of not inconsiderable size. So... yeah, we're getting pretty close to the end here. We're gonna need some of these Stratoraptors to back up and give space to the rest of my units if this siege continues much longer, though. Doesn't look like it is gonna be continuing much longer. Who else can contribute here? You know, I guess there's lots of these guys that need moved around. We've got a Dominus here. We can move him up. This Dominus needs healing. We'll keep him close to the Manipulus. This Scutari needs healing. Let's heal the Dominus first, since he's more likely to go out and get stuff done. Let's see. He's not got the ability to use Scryer Skull. He does have a level up, though. Okay. And does this Dominus have Scryer Skull up and ready to use? Yes, because he's level 10, so he gets it cooled down immediately. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, Recaf Leaf. You'll love to see it. It's not any use at this point in the game, but I'm just happy to see it. It just makes me happy. Okay. We might finish off the city of Theon this turn, depending on what units are left that have moves. Sheesh. Oh, yep, there goes the city of Theon. That looks like that was the Imperial Guard's biggest city, so... sheesh. Yeah, there goes any real ability those guys had to put up a fight, it seems. Okay. Let's tell the rest of the army to skip a turn here. Just because I don't have anything else for them to do. Let's see. You, Mr. Tech Priest Manipulus, will continue to sit right there. The Dominus will go up to join that Transvector, now that he's gone shopping. And let's see. This Sulphur Hound, this Cerberus, will get in there. Okay. This guy will continue along his merry way. Output Cam 8 is ready to start work on another farming district, so we will do just that. And Helican, we will order another set of Cerberus Sulphur Hounds, though these guys will not see frontline duty. Let's see, Incantation of the Iron Soul. Reduces morale loss of the Canticles of the Omnissiah units. Is that a spell? Yeah, we'll go for it anyways. How much is the... Strike Invictus is ready to... okay, about ready to finish up its last of the Artisan Constructorums. Alright. It may be able to produce a singular other building before the game ends. Probably not, though. Oh no, hellhound? Oh, a devil dog. Okay, a devil dog. Oh, no! Nonetheless, let's go ahead and start tearing down Asticus Greyfax. Because there is not much left to do here. I'm honestly having so much fun with Mechanicus, though, that I almost feel like once this is done, just continuing to play on the empty map, just building. The Mechanicus I find so satisfying. They're probably my favorite in this game. Which is crazy, because I've never been big into their lore or any of that. I don't know, is it that crazy? You can enjoy a playstyle for a character or a playable faction without actually enjoying their story. It's just a bit unusual for me, I suppose. Especially considering the other Warhammer game I play a lot of is Total War Warhammer, where the lore plays a pretty big part of my enjoyment of a lot of the races. Let's see, let's have the Manipulus move up with the Skitarii that he's about to heal. These Dominuses are going to be slowly hobbling behind the rest of the army. Old Grandpa. You know, he's grumpy. He refuses to die, and he's got really good vision. But he's, his legs ain't what they used to be, sonny. Okay, this Transvector is going to go ahead and drop, let's see, a bunch of units in the enemy's backline. That sounds like fun. We got Sicarian infiltrators here. Wow, these units do not look like what I was expecting them to look like. I was expecting these dudes to be snipers. I was kind of expecting these guys to look similar to, like, Tau Pathfinders or something. But no, these are a Doctrina Imperative unit with a Flechette Blaster, which is, I'm going to guess, a shotgun of some kind. No armor penetration, but decent damage and attacks. And the Taser Goad, a melee attack that doesn't seem to do a whole lot. They're fairly bulky, so they take up extra room in the Archaeopters. They have neurostatic interface, so they take 17% less damage. They apparently move one more than your standard infantry unit. They have Feel No Pain, because they're Mechanicus. They have Infiltrate, and they have Stealth. So these guys are kind of an odd unit. Interesting. Alright, well, we can fit the extra units of Cerberus Sulphur Hounds in there. Or no, the Cerberus Sulphur Hounds are going to wait for the next plane. Because this one is ready to go. Okay, this Scorpius Disintegrator. Well, I was curious about sending it up here to explore the back area here, but it's probably not going to get to do that before the game is over. Alright, we got some Fulgurite Electro Priests. They're going to load up into this copter, along with those Sulphur Hounds. Output Cam 8, we are going to produce another unit of Skitarii Rangers. That sounds like fun. And we want another unit of Fulgurite Electro Priests. I've noticed that putting the food district in next to my subcloisters has increased their production, so that now Fulgurite Electro Priests are being produced in a single turn rather than two. But I'm also tempted to produce another Dominus, just for the extra influence. Not that Dominuses are only for that purpose either. The Scryer Skull is, of course, great. Let's produce a Dominus, sure. Okay, we're going to put in another farm here on the food district. It'll provide buffs to all the surrounding buildings and thus make all of them more productive, which is good for me. While in Helican, let's see, what were we working on? We were working on a population cap building, that's right. Okay, well, keeping that in mind, let's see, is there anything else we would like to work on? Probably getting even more of an energy economy going. That way we can continue the insane pattern of building way too many Stratoraptors. And once that energy building is in, we will start investing in energy buildings there, which will ideally contribute to the adjacency bonus on that energy tile, that energy district. Let's see, command uplink. Doesn't sound bad, I'll take it. Well, should I? There's probably a better canticle up back here. Increased ranged accuracy of canticles of the Omnissiah units. That sounds quite good. Alright. city of Asticus Greyfax. I smite thee. It wasn't a lot of damage, but it was enough to put him on notice. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and use Power Surge to boost the loyalty of... I guess it doesn't make a huge difference what loyalty district we buff out here. Well, let's buff for this one. Excellent. Okay. They can do a little bit of damage to Stratoraptors out here. They can. But we're going to be slowly whittling them down here. Meanwhile, this Transvector goes ahead and drops everything ever in the backyard of this city. Let's see, how do these Fallgrad Electro Priests do against cities? Not great. But it is at least some damage. Let's see, these Rangers, can I drop them in a spot where they'll be able to hit the city? I can. Not very well, but they'll be able to contribute something. They are cool-looking dudes. Let's see, Sulphur Hounds are a one-tile ranged unit, as are the other Electro Priests, so they're not going to be able to contribute anything. But we did drop something right in their backyard. So that's nice. Okay, this other Transvector is going to be moving in close. Just about ready to drop off its cargo. Now, let's see here. Have we got any Cataphrons that are ready to move up? No, just a lot of Scutari. Well, this is a very nice defensive position here. They've got Wireweed covering one entrance, and a cliff covering the other. So, only my tiniest, wimpiest little units here are going to be contributing anything. Aside from the Stratoraptors, of course. Good thing I made a bunch of Transvectors full of units to jump in the backside here. Which, let's see, we're going to be wrapping this up very soon, because the Stratoraptors are doing so much damage. Let's see, can I get any Cataphrons up here anytime soon? Doesn't look like. The Datasmith should go ahead and start tearing up some of this Wireweed just to save me the trouble. Alright, we got another Stratoraptor that can go ahead and contribute some shots here. Yeah, we're wrapping this up next turn. Well, guess then it's probably time that I just start talking about how I felt about this playthrough. You know, I think the Mechanicus, I was saying earlier, the Mechanicus, I have so much fun with the Mechanicus, the way they have to min-max everything. They get punished if they don't, but greatly rewarded if they do, this whole deal. It feels very satisfying to build these cities that seem like they're perfectly ordered. And it doesn't seem like anything is wasteful. And when I play races that aren't the Mechanicus, I feel like I should play them like I play the Mechanicus. Which, I'm sure there's some, like, OCD thing there or something. But, nonetheless, it's just the way it is. So, it's very satisfying to play them in that way. The units, aesthetically, are just very cool, right? I mean, it's robot cowboys, and then these robot World War I soldiers with these carbines that clearly are not that technologically advanced for what the Mechanicus should be able to do. These robots, all these guys, they're all very cool. Now, I've never got too deep into playing them, like, I've never put in enough games with really any of the playable factions to really make assertions as to strengths of rosters relative to each other. But Mechanicus does seem like one of the ones that is more forgiving in the early game. Because Scutari Vanguard's, the one-tile range seems like it should be a problem, but it isn't really. They feel like they're one of the more forgiving races to play in the early game, just because, similar to the Space Marines and the, oh, we're going to hit the city here this way. Huh. With the Transvector. Similar to the Space Marines, the Sisters of Battle, Chaos, Necrons, they have such a capability to take damage and put out lots of damage with their very first units, that it feels like you get to have the fun of going out and exploring the outposts a lot more. Whereas, for instance, the Guard does not necessarily get that privilege. You know, as the Guard or the Tau, you need to be a bit more conservative in the first few turns of the game, because you could lose your first few units very easily. The Tyranids, it's downright ridiculous how quickly you can lose your first couple units of Termagants. Let's see. Let's go ahead and put out another unit of Scutari Rangers. Why not? Oh, those guys will take up 2 turns. Actually, let's not do that. Scutari Vanguards. There we go. So, they're a little bit tankier, but they also do a good amount of damage. And having a 1-tile range makes it feel like that does somewhat balance them out, where they're still not quite as good as Space Marines or Necrons, in terms of the unit they get from the very outset. Or the Sisters, for that matter. Which, I need to get around to playing the Sisters after this, actually. They seem like they would be cool, and I've not investigated them at all yet. Let's go ahead and look into making an influence building. Oh my god, Stricken Ficus. The Strike Ficus is ready to produce a building. Wow, it took him long enough. Okay, well, guess we'll go ahead and start on that mineral industry I wanted to get going here. They probably need to put in a loyalty building, considering how young they are. Okay, let's see. Voices in the code. I mean, there's not really much left I want to get. Armor penetration of assault weapons. Why not? Now, those Scutari have taken a lot of damage, but the Udians shall live to fight another day. It is ultimately irrelevant, because I'm just going to be going ahead and right-clicking, and then right-clicking. Victory. A victory parade, then. Emotionless servitors tramp or roll past. Scutari with no discernible heads. Magi writhing with mechadendrites. To the surviving population of Gladius Prime, corralled to watch, the Fulgurites are, frankly, a relief. With their howling and captured lightning. Out in the wastes, nothing lives. Okay, let's see. Yeah, this is about what I expected the chart to look. I was actually doing, apparently, the worst out of everyone for a minute there while Chaos had me locked in the corner, which does make sense. The Guard doing about kind of okay and then suddenly picking up into the late game. That's about what I expect from the Guard. I've started like 3 Imperial Guard games in Gladius, and every time I'm kind of amazed by how they're such an ugly duckling that does so poorly in the early game. But once you get your tank game going, the story suddenly does a 180. That, or if you produce such ludicrous quantities of food that you can just throw guardsmen and ratlings around like a madman. But, that's a different situation there, of course, that I've never really investigated because I didn't figure out how the food game works until very recently. Nonetheless, let's compare economies, because economies, I think I'm going to be in the lead pretty clearly for most of it. No, actually, the Sisters are doing a lot better than me up until I kill them. And I very suddenly rocket off in probably the last 2 videos, the last 2 or 3. The Sisters kind of just stagnate and then... Military, yeah, this number's going to be funny looking, I can tell already. Let's see, Sisters way in the lead, and you can tell the point where I was starting to print out a ton of Scutari to try and contest the border with the Chaos Marines. And then... whoop. Yeah. Started to get a bit crazy with the Stratoraptors there at the end. It certainly paid off, though. Sheesh. Let's see, research. How are we doing for research? I'm willing to bet I was not doing super good. No, actually, I was slow but steady. I didn't gain at the crazy rates that everybody else did. But you can tell for Mechanicus to be a race where I think you're supposed to be encouraged to go crazy with the research, I didn't go that crazy with the research. Didn't wind up being that much of a problem, though, just because Scutari Vanguards are pretty good. And by investing my resources into other things, I was able to get the Scutari out, to be a bit more of a force early on. Which was how I had to do things. I was trapped on that little peninsula down there in the bottom right. Didn't have a choice. The interesting thing there is, both of the Mechanicus games that I have played, I was trapped on a peninsula by a opponent. So I've not really got to play a Mechanicus game where I could be super pushy with outposts and not be really worried about border disputes and being landlocked. So there's probably different priorities there that I've not got to explore at all. And let's see, the details. Let's see, resources accumulated. Yeah, I'm way in the lead, but I lived longer than everybody else, so it's not a shock. I did the majority of the damage. Yeah, you could. I was the one who wiped out everybody. No one got eliminated before I really entered the game this time. Sometimes in Gladius, one of the AIs kills the others before I can show up. I took by far the least damage. Yeah, the guard was just throwing loads of dudes at the sisters, weren't they? The guard also created the most units. Sheesh. Not very powerful ones, albeit. They were throwing around a lot of psychers and guardsmen, I noticed. And the most units killed goes to me, though sisters are pretty close behind, because they were evidently caught between Chaos and the guard, so I don't envy them in that position. Alright, there we go. The Mechanicus playthrough is wrapped up. That is my second successfully finished playthrough in Gladius. Very, very good. The third one, I'm going to go ahead and say... Well, I guess the Eldar playthrough was kind of finished, though I hit the surrender button, so I don't think that really counts. So the third successfully finished campaign, ideally, will be the Sisters of Battle. Or the Adepta Sororitas. Whatever they're called in this game, I'll be hitting them next. And I will see you folks then. Later!